Okay, so I wanted to jump on here real quick just to tell you to do an experiment with me. Pause, right? Look around and ask yourself, did you get what you asked for? Right? And if you're like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Yesterday, I was sitting outside in my backyard and my spirit squad was like, what do you see? And I was just like, the clouds. Because it's always something with them. So I was like, the clouds, like the what? And then I looked around. I was like, I'm in my backyard. And they're like, you're where? I'm like, I'm in my backyard. I was a kid who grew up in Queens and Flushing, Queens. And we lived in an apartment, lived on the third floor. The backyard was just cement. It was a little dirt and trees, but it wasn't like a backyard. It was a building. It was a 6-story building and had two sides. And on this side, it was just like the buildings and all that other stuff. On the other side, where our terrace overlooked, there was always houses, right? And I remember being a kid watching them like run around their yard. And it was a black family. It was not like, oh my god, it was black. No, it was a black family, which I thought was cool as shit. It was a black family who lived in a white house that was right outside, right down by my terrace. And I would watch the mom and dad. It was a couple. I watched the mom and dad with I think it was a daughter and a son. I'm not sure. And I would just watch them, and it would make me. I was in awe that like they had a house. There were other houses with other people of color and non-color of color people. You know, and I watched them in and out of their yard and in their space, and it was different. So when I moved to Rosedale, we had a house, but it wasn't our house. We were renting a space in a house. So it wasn't this. I was like, oh, and for me, I was like, oh, I got a house. Da, da, da. They didn't have a backyard. There was still no backyard. Where, which now I'm thinking about, probably wasn't really healthy. Where my bedroom window was what was supposed to be a backyard, but it was where she parked her car. So there was still no backyard. And I knew it was a transition home. I knew it wasn't where we were going to stay. And I remember I have a red book, and I wrote in the front of the book, first page in the book, what do I want for my house? And I wrote out everything that I wanted for my house, down to my studio and temple. And it's funny because I stumbled upon that book just a couple of days ago, and I was just like, oh shoot. And I read the list. There was almost everything on the list that I wanted for the house, and including renting it from my landlord, because I did not want a house yet in New York. I need a transition house. So this was my transition house, but I digress. Anyway, and Pete's great. Pete is fucking great. Pete is like awesome. We work well together. It's a good relationship. I pay my shit on time. We do what we got to do. It's a mortgage for me, and it's practice because I'm practicing having a mortgage. Yeah, I'm practicing. So I remember I told you I practice every people like, why do you rent, Keisha? Because I'm practicing carrying this shit before I drop like 15 grand on a house one time. I know we're going off topic, but I've watched my friends buy houses. I watched my sister buy a house, and I watched them, and I'm just like, oh hell no. Oh hell no. Not if this is not my forever and grandkids and family come and I retire and die, and not in the house, but with that house. No, we're not playing that game. Temporary stuff, you do not make full-time investments. That's what I learned with a lot of things. That temporary stuff, mm-mm. This is a temporary house. We're not staying here. Why the fuck would I? And you'd be like, but Keisha, you put blah, 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 blah. No, no, thank you. No, thank you. This, this house made me realize I can do it. Because before I was renting little apartments here and there. I didn't know if I could rent a house. You know me, I'm Scorpio. We do things in stages. So I was just like, I don't know if I could rent a house. So I rented an apartment in a house. And I realized I hated that shit, and I was like, okay, this is not going to work. We need our own space. The kids need to be able to run, fall down, joke, not break shit, but run, fall down, have fun, bring friends over, have cookouts without someone in my ear. So I was like, okay, we got to get a house, and we got this one. We got the one that we have right now, and it's teaching me it's teaching me discipline. It's because I wasn't disciplined. Like when I first started this whole journey back before I had Matthew, no, I was horrible with money. This is just me learning how to be disciplined with what I've been given, because I'm being disciplined and a good steward over this home. You understand? Just the same way I was disciplined and a good steward over the apartments. Now I'm disciplined and a good steward over this. So when I go to the next level and I have my forever home or whatever is after this house, I will already have the discipline to do it. For me, I don't believe in getting the discipline when you're in it, because then that's not discipline. You're shocking your system. So for me, I know money used to scare me. So me dropping or taking out a mortgage and all that other stuff, I don't have to take out a loan to pay for this house. I just pay for the house. You understand? And I'm building my business. So I believe, as a business person, I believe I need an accountant. I believe that this is just part of Killer New York. This is the headquarters. So it's like we're like a brick and mortar. We're renting. You understand? You rent a brick and mortar. You don't buy it. So that's how I'm looking at it. I just I just live where I work. That's the way I look at it. You understand? And I'm probably talking, because I don't really tell my business, but I'm talking about this probably for someone specific. You don't need to do anything right now. Start small. Start and just keep going up and up and up. Because as long as you keep going up and up and up, and sometimes you might go down a little bit, but as long as you keep moving forward, you'll see that you'll get what you want. Hopefully it'll be the the suit that you want, but you'll get what you want. All right. I know this helped. I know this strayed off something, but take a look around you. What do you see? Not, oh, Keisha, I don't see shit. No. Take a real look around you. Not Don't look through the lens of I don't have. What do you have right now? What do you have that the person you were 10 years ago was like, damn, I wish you understand? Because I did. 10 years ago, I wanted this life. The life is crazy. The life that I currently have, this is the life that I wanted. A couple of things are missing here and there, but we're not looking at that. We're looking at what they've already given us. Because if we do that, then we'll be grateful for what we have. And I am practicing gratefulness. I am practicing release. I am practicing receiving. And I am practicing not making everything my responsibility. I love you guys. Stay up, stay blessed. Deuces, and we out.